Back again for another video. This discussion will be about the type of women to avoid. Specifically in mind, I have a specific woman that you should avoid, and of course the reasons why. So anyways, as you all know, I've dealt with a few women in my lifetime. Just a few, not a bunch, not a lot, just a few. And these women have come in all different types. You know, I've dealt with the bottoms to the lows. Like I've said in previous videos, the only women that I necessarily haven't dealt with was straight up hoes. That's about it. But everything else I pretty much dealt with. On an interpersonal level, this is what I mean. Like a relationship level, you know, one-to-one exchange type thing. Supposed to be anyways, but so anyways, you shouldn't deal with a woman who thinks simps are okay to entertain. Like if she's entertained a lot of simps in her day and you know that, you shouldn't entertain her. Why? Because you're going to be facing an uphill battle. The reason why is because she is receiving programs every single time, every subsequent iteration that she enters with these men. And that's not to mention if she's even having sex with other men without having a relationship, who are simps as well. Because that can further downgrade your ability to bond with this female and be in control over her and give her the programs necessary for your management of her. A woman who has been with simps for a long time has an expectation, and where you two will come at a head is usually when you do something that she has an expectation of for to be opposite, meaning that you're not a simp, so she expects you to simp out on some of these things, and have some level of noodle back to you in so many words. And it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but let's really think about it. You know, women are built off of programs. I mean, we all are, but women are built off of men's programs mostly. They have a lot of programming from biology as well, but they're built off of men's programs for the most part. You know, from their fathers to their environment, to the men that they run into. Sometimes there are things that are passed down from women to women, but it ultimately came from a man anyway. In that, once again, you're going to be fighting against the programming of simps, and that's a very uphill battle. How do you know that she's been dealing with simps? Well, you can just ask, what kind of men have you dealt with? And if you notice that these men have no standings for her, then you probably shouldn't deal with this chick. Meaning that they didn't have any requirements for her, meaning that she wasn't put in any stipulations. She didn't have any structure. She didn't have a purpose of why the relationship existed. They were just together and that's what they did. There was no purpose. The purpose was that they liked each other. That is not a purpose. I tell people that all the time. Get a purpose about your relationship. You know, because that'll help its longevity. That's the reason why arranged marriages last for so long, even though the people don't even know each other. It's because they have a purpose to be together that is not love. If with an arranged marriage, you don't go into the marriage loving the person. You go in there with a purpose for marriage. That's the reason why people are like, oh my goodness, arranged marriage, you should be able to choose whoever you want, blah blah blah. But people do that and they have a less success rate than arranged marriages. Isn't that interesting? Look into it. But anyways, off topic. A woman who deals with a lot of simps, or who helps that with a lot of simps, is going to be nothing but a headache for you. As a real man, true man, as a man of structure, she's going to be a headache for you. I've done this before. Actually, majority of the women that I've dealt with were only accustomed to simps. And that's the sad part. Most women are. They're only accustomed to simps. We talk about the women being programmed by society, and here we are facing another programming. I mean, you have to be careful about dealing with these women nowadays, because they don't come from a structure that is suitable for most men. That's the messed up part. You literally have to either go somewhere else, find a chick who does come from a structure where she understands the place of a woman, or you're going to have to reprogram one of these chicks, which is very, very difficult to do. It is not easy. It is always going to be an uphill battle. Just when you think that you got all these things solved, that she knows what the rules are, she's back testing them again. And other people would say, that's an illegitimate woman. I don't look at women like that, because there's too many of them. It's too saturated to but that's me. I'm on a totally different level when it comes to this stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm better. It's just that I know a few more things than men. But here's the thing that I do know for sure, that if you don't like headaches, don't deal with a chick who's dealt with a lot of simps. Even if you know how to reprogram her, she is going to be a headache. That's just the way it is. She's going to cause you problems. She's going to cause you drama. She's going to get off of the track a few times as far as what you're teaching her. She's going to be a habitual line stepper, disrespect, everything that you can possibly think of, because once again, she's coming from a place that had no structure for most of her life. So that's one chick type to definitely avoid if you yourself as a man don't want to take a challenge. I make it sound like it's something to do. Yeah, go ahead, take a challenge. Take that challenge. No. I advise for men not to do it. Find you a suitable woman who understands what the place of a man is, and what the place of a woman is in contrast to that man. That's a whole lot better. Instead of doing all this hard work, why? What's the point of that? It doesn't make any sense. Another thing that you could consider about these women too, they're going to keep beta male orbiters. That's part of that's part of the structure that comes with a woman who likes simps. She's going to want to keep those beta male orbiters. Why? Because that's how she's been groomed. That's what the programs tell her to do. Why does she keep beta male orbiters? Because what are beta male orbiters? Beta male orbiters are nothing but backups for the current man. That's all that is, every single time. It's nothing but backups for the current man. So she's going to have these, he's just a friend. Believe me, there's nothing, believe me. She's going to have those, we're childhood friends, and, that's just a guy from work, this and that. And, it could be completely innocent. No lie. I'm not saying that every woman is a complete cheater who keeps beta male orbiters around, but she is a problem. She is a problem if you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. If you have no problems with her having beta male orbiters, you have no problems with her laxing on the structure that you offer, you have no problems with her denying you what the reciprocity of a relationship is on her part. If you have no problems with these things, then she won't be a problem for you. But as you know, most men can't handle that. They can't handle that. But yeah, she's gonna have dudes on the side, and she can be really not doing anything. Those guys on the side could be just really just friends. They can be exactly who she says she is, but there is a intangible structure for them. And that's what women do. They create these intangible structures. That's why we have a social structure. Nobody can measure it. You can't smell it. You can't see it. You don't know where it is. It's intangible. Women are very good at creating intangible things. Keep that in mind. So she's going to create these small intangible structures that tie to these men that you can't see, but I can see them. An average man can see them, but they don't know how to define them or what they are, what the possibilities or why they exist. They don't understand a lot of this stuff, but they are there for monkey branching. That's what the intangible structures that she has with beta male orbiters are there for. So that when something goes bad or something doesn't go as the way she wants it to go, because here's what she'll also do. If you give her structure, she will undermine your structure with the other men. She will use the other men to do that. So say like you said, you have to dish out some punishment or something like that. Or excuse me, I don't even like using the word punishment. You have to dish out some level of discipline. Let's say the discipline says that she needs to spend only a certain amount of money. Say that, hey, you spent a lot of money. You spent a lot of money last week. You went over what the budget was. So this week you don't get that much money. Let's say the budget was, $300 and she spent $450, right? What she'll do is she'll go to those simps for the rest of the money, if not more. She'll undermine the discipline, and the discipline is there in order to keep order. That's what these women don't understand. So she'll undermine it because she has a problem with instant gratification. The instant gratification comes from the simps. So that's the reason why she'll go back to the simps, the beta male orbiters, for this instant gratification. When you put down the discipline, once again, it can be completely innocent, meaning that she doesn't have any ill intent between the men, the beta male orbiters, and you. There's nothing wrong. It's just that these simps are ready and available and always ready to go, right? And it can undermine the structure that you're trying to give her. For example, like I'm sure plenty of you can think about many things out there in ways that women undermine the structure that men, we see it already. That's the reason why our women are highly out of line, is because of the social structure, or the societal structure that we have that gives women the option to parachute off of a man's structure, and for her to have a safety net at the bottom of it. It used to be that the reason why men were in charge was because they were left, the state stayed out of it. The state completely stayed out of a woman's woes. If you were found to be whatever, there was no safety net for you. A lot of times there was no safety net for you. You had to deal with what that man was giving you. And that's it. That's how it should be. That's how it should go back to being. But we live in a system where instant gratification is now the thing. We live in a system where there's an over influx of beta male orbiters and simps. So these women, they use that to advantage. And they're going to continue using it to advantage until it all crumbles, until women are forced to go back to men, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. Not today anyways, right? So, yeah. She's going to take advantage of that system. She's going to take advantage of that intangible structure that she has with those men. And if you can't handle that, if you don't know how to operate and get that out of the system, it's either you're going to have to put up with another man's, pretty much another man's structure, or you're going to have to make yours a lot more stronger and fortified. Once again, there's a lot of reprogramming that goes into these types of women. And if you ain't got it, step back. Go find you one that works for you. This is the reason why gauging a woman based on her looks is not a good idea, or whether that should not be a high qualification, because a lot of the women who look very good, they have a long history of dealing with beta males, dealing with simps, beta male orbiters too as well. They have a long history because that's what attracts them. a whole bunch of simps. Simps like shiny things. They like ADHD, baby. You know, they like shiny stuff. So they're going to draw to that every single time. You can bet 9 times out of 10 that most attractive women have simps on their roster. Men are giving their authority away left and right, right? But I'll talk long enough. I don't want to really go into this super deep. But definitely, if you guys got any questions about this, definitely leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and share as well. But until next time, this has been Wolf and Beta Close. May you have a good day and peace be with you.